take in case things go towards further escalation. I hope they don't. The second part has to do with our ongoing discussions and negotiations on US tariffs. Late last night, I had a very constructive and positive call with US Commerce Secretary Lutnick, and again, I think both countries have come to moving towards the right direction in terms of ensuring that Pakistan is in a good place on a competitive basis when it comes to US tariffs, and more importantly, we continue to move forward in terms of the strategic partnership between Pakistan and the US. Now, back to the topic at hand. I started my budget speech that we are going to stay the course in terms of structural reforms. वो structural reforms में taxation है, energy, SOEs, and then we have also this time around done a very, very fundamental reform, which is around tariffs and how we want to move the country towards a more competitive economy, and how we are going to bring down the wall of protection so that our industry moves forward and our export industry moves forward. It's in that context that we talked about public finance as well, and in terms of what we're doing with respect to debt servicing, bringing that down, not only in terms of how the policy rate comes down, but going forward, how we are also going to create the alpha, so that whatever we do in terms of liability management, we can help secure funding for additional sectors which require attention as we move forward and create that fiscal space. It's in that context that pension and pension reform comes in. As Chairman SCCP mentioned, and I'm so happy to hear that it's actually Salmi Sheikh who put us on this track. He was my first boss at Citi when I started my career several decades back, and what a wonderful man and what a wonderful professional. Allah Ta'ala unki darajat baland kare. But we have to take it forward, and therefore we started with, back in July 1, 2024, कि हमने last budget में ये announce किया था कि all colleagues joining in the federal government on the civil side will be moving towards defined contribution. और उसकी एक वजह है जो इस बजट में भी नजर आती है. Even before we start tackling the legacy issue in terms of unfunded liability, we had to stop the bleeding. और अगर आप इस साल का बजट भी देखते हैं तो the pensions have crossed ₹1 trillion. It's more than our development budget for the federal government. And therefore, the question of sustainability comes up at the macro level. And therefore, the urgency that we deal with it. और जो आपने अभी transition की बात की है, मैं उसमें I will come back to that in a moment. But it's not only about the macroeconomics and what we do and what we have to deal with at the federal government, क्योंकि उसमें, as I mentioned, sustainability की बात है, government के funds की predictability और cost management की बात है. But I think also at an individual level, as you move from defined benefit into defined contribution, I do, और आप इसको debate करेंगे, आप इसको discuss करेंगे during the day, that the employee empowerment bit, right, in terms of building and managing their own retired savings. फिर उसका जो एक दूसरा element है, which is around portability across roles and regions. So this is, from my perspective, I do think is an important element of what it means for our colleagues who are going to be on this scheme as they go forward. Now, coming back to the budget for a moment, what we still need to do is we do the right things. So we have announced that the pension of our colleagues who have retired will go up by 7% in line with the inflationary trend. Because kahin na kahin to hमें ये benchmark करना जो है बहुत ज़रूरी है. And again, from an equity perspective, we have imposed or suggested to impose to the Parliament a 5% tax on pensions above 10 million, while protecting low